Recording?
Yeah.
Yo. Welcome to the 19th edition of the Transparency Podcast. I go by the name of Big O, and I got my co-host here today, Moody. How you doing, bro?
Man, what it is, what it do, I'm cool. You know what I mean? I'm
Coolin'.
smoothing. I'm smoothie.
Smooth sailing, man.
Yeah.
Now, I would be remiss if I failed to mention the Aries brothers' birthday week.
Yeah.
It was very busy. It was very busy for me last week.
Super busy.
How did you spend yours?
Man, my birthday was nice, man. You know, I took a trip out to Cali, Los Angeles, Hollywood to be exact.
Yeah.
The week of the Oscars.
Man.
So I was walking around in the Dolby Theater on Hollywood Boulevard, check the stars out, the Wall of Fame. The
Walk of Fame. Right?
Walk of Fame, right.
Matter of fact, Morris Chestnut
he just got his that week.
He deserved that. Yeah,
the week of the 23rd. So
yep.
He
went
deserve
from rookie.
that.
He went from rookie to getting the think about that.
That's big.
That was his first I think that was his first movie. I read something about him saying that was his first movie. Sorry, interrupt you, bro. Like
no, you're good.
That was
I just spent some time out in LA, got some sun, man, some much needed good weather.
Yeah.
I checked out, of course, just some spots. Went to Roscoe's Chicken, went to checked out Nipsey's store, the building because it's boarded up. Took a couple pics there. Yeah, the whole shopping center is boarded up.
Really?
Boarded up, yeah. Went to Venice Beach. Went to I stayed in the Lowe's Hotel right there on the Walk of Fame, near the Walk of Fame. Went to Beverly Hills. Went to a spot called Catch. It's a nice restaurant, Beverly Hills. Man, where else did I went? A couple spots. I went to the Staples Center. I was like, bad. No, the Crypto Center. We keep calling it. No, it's the Crypto Arena.
It's not called the Staples Center.
No, it's called the Crypto.com Arena. That's what it's called. It's not called the Staples Center no more. So shout out to the Crypto.com Arena.
Crypto. Yeah.
So I was there. Saw the Lakers game. LeBron didn't play.
Of course not.
Right.
You go out there,
LeBron didn't play. That was on the 23rd, so he didn't play.
Yeah.
But I was in the building. Saw a couple stars too, man, out there, man.
Saw some stars.
Yeah, saw the game was at the game.
Okay.
No pun intended. The game, of course.
That was the game that
Weezy was there.
Okay.
That's just the one where Jimmy Iovine walked right past the game.
Yeah. That was the 50 Cent.
That's that one, bro. Yeah. That was that game.
Yeah.
So I seen Jimmy Iovine walk in too. But yeah, man, the LA trip was good, man. I got, spent some time with my lady. It was much needed.
Awesome.
It's much needed time away. Just get some good scenery, got some inspiration out there. Felt good to be out there. Like I said, the weather is real nice out there, man.
Yeah.
Really nice out there.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it. Man. Thanks for asking.
I was living vicariously through you. You know what I'm saying? Looking at the pictures or whatever.
Right.
For me, obviously, I stayed back here in Baltimore or whatever, but I spent the weekend. We went to me and my fiance and my matter of fact, shout out to my stepdaughter. My stepdaughter, we share the same birthday, March 27th. So
that's dope.
Amaya, I love you, babe. So we had our birthday dinner there at the Black Swan. It was real nice, man. Black
Swan.
And I think someone from Randallstown owns that, right?
They do actually.
Okay.
They do.
Or went to Randallstown or is from Randallstown.
I believe went to and from Randallstown, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So that's a real nice scenery, man. It's a nice place. It's a bit pricey, but if you want to support Black businesses and things of that nature, you should check it out. Good food, nice little vibe there. I enjoyed myself. My fiance enjoyed herself. We took some nice pictures. It's always nice to dress up. You gotta dress up when you come in there, I believe so. I think everybody was there dressed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a spot where you want to, put something on. Enjoy your night out.
And get jazzed up. And then the very next day, I did a brunch. I never did a brunch before. We was at Rusty Scupper. That's actually where we did our podcast at. Obviously, you weren't there, but we recorded from there live from Rusty Scupper. So we had a nice brunch there, and we hung out. We just walked the harbor, just chilled out. Probably next year on my 40th birthday, I'm going to get away like how you did, because it's always good to get away from reality. Even though last week I did get away from reality with that. But it was fun. It was awesome, man. I appreciated it. I appreciated the birthday wishes and all that type of stuff.
Dope. Yeah, man, for sure. It's always good to see another year around the sun.
Around the sun, definitely.
So thankful for that, of course. And man, birthdays are just, I mean, I like the fact that you get a lot of love on your birthday. You got so
Yeah,
much love on Facebook, man. It's
yeah,
amazing that
yeah.
Facebook really open your eyes to like how many people just like know that you there. You know what I mean? Still know that you still on the earth breathing. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody that sent some birthday love on Facebook, but you're not on Facebook, so you
Yeah,
wouldn't
I'm
know.
not on Facebook. I gotta
So
get on
you wouldn't know.
Facebook. I got off of Facebook a while ago, maybe like 6 or 7 years ago.
Mm.
But yeah, Instagram, I got the love on there. But
Mm-hmm.
it is, I always tell people to enjoy their holiday because that's actually your holiday. I know I'm a deep thinker, but it is your holiday. If you really think about it, it's your birthday, it's your holiday. So
Mm-hmm.
speaking of thank you, I like to thank everyone for the birthday wishes. Also thank everyone for the feedback on the birthday edition live from Rusty Scupper.
Mm-hmm.
Um Also, I apologize that we couldn't get the visual. I know people are looking at us on YouTube like how they was looking like,
Where's the
where's the
video?
video? You know what
Where's the
I'm
visual?
saying?
And y'all was out there, middle of the scupper though. You know what I mean? Like
Middle of the Scupper, yeah.
doing it up, eating
Yeah.
good.
And you was in LA, so
I was in
so yeah, but it's good though, um, but it'd been nice if y'all could have partied with us, but it was a fantastic event. But
for
now we
sure.
back in the swing of things. So Moody, what we got coming up at the Content Complex?
So man, the content complex, we have been doing a lot of awesome things today. Well, this week, months coming up, we actually just had a nice event here today with Sparkle Exposure. She has some vendors in here doing some amazing things, healing and just grounding yourself, spiritual purity. So she was in here doing her thing today, Sparkle Exposure.
Exposure.
Yes, and coming up, man, we have a lot of good stuff coming up next week. We have some casting calls going on next week.
Casting calls.
4/8, 4/9, 4/10. That's I believe that's April the 8th, April the 9th, and April the 10th. We're going doing some casting calls for some short series we're doing, some shows we're doing, some skits we're doing. So make sure that anybody want to be involved, come to the Content Complex, 9405 Liberty Road, Reynoldstown, Maryland. We'll be doing that between, I believe, mostly probably between noon to like 8. So we're going to be doing a lot of awesome things, man, coming up here at the Content Complex. Of course, we are podcasts or, still jamming off, of course, Keep It a Stack, To Be Creative, Shoes That Talk. Of course, Transparency Podcast. I'm looking forward to, again, with Sophia. She's amazing. We had her on the show, of course, a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, Sophia, yeah.
Yep, she's amazing. So we're trying to get her, of course, we want to produce her podcast here. So yeah, man, it's just more events, more music, more content. We're gonna keep dropping stuff, man. We're not gonna stop, So looking forward to it.
Can't stop, won't stop. I had to throw that in there like Diddy, huh?
Of course, you got to, right? Take that.
Take that. So, speaking of Diddy, today's edition, we're going to discuss narcissism. Not saying that Diddy's a narcissist, but narcissism. A lot of times we find ourselves in situations where looking into the mirror isn't an option unless we have makeup and lashes on. We refuse to be honest with our natural look, especially if we're down and out. And sometimes we blame others and circumstances on what we have become. In time, bridges will be burnt. And I promise you, life is deep. And even if you can swim as good as Michael Phelps, eventually you'll need a life preserver. Trust me. You could travel through life on your own and claim you don't need anyone unless they're your stepping stool to get where you're trying to go, not realizing people are purposely placed in your life as a detour, good or bad, for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. The detour is a lesson. And knowing it all will have your arrogant ass walking in a dark alley, that the universe was trying to protect you from. And now you have no allies. You're in an alley. And whatever happened will happen. Which leads me to this title. The start of division is narcissism. Simply because You and only you can shine like a prism. And it doesn't have to be like that. It's lonely at the top, but even more lonelier at the bottom after you fall, now passing everyone that you gave that middle finger to on your way up. When you hit rock bottom, now you're paralyzed. Who's going to nurse you? Who's going to be that carrying hand? As DMX would say, it's dark and hell is hot. And even Mobb Deep says, hell on earth. I agree with both. That's why every day is a teaching lesson. Learn from mistakes. Because the mistake in the mistake is not learning from the mistake. Don't let that fly over your head neither. And if it does, cancel your narcissistic frame of mind so it can circle back around and land safely. Me personally, just because I'm smiling every day doesn't necessarily mean my life is better than yours. My life is just better than it ever been. And I love it here. And I'm having so much fucking fun. Excuse my language.
That's right. That's right.
But through everything I went through, it built my strength. Don't get me wrong. I love me some me. But I'll never put another person down for my personal gain. And whoever I may have offended through the years, from me being 0 to 39, I apologize. That's just all shine like a prism. That's what we're intended to do, right?
That's a fact, man. Definitely. That's what we're here to do. We're here to shine, here to help others shine, build each other's confidence. But try to do that without putting the other person down, or saying that I'm better than you. That's not cool. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. I mean, most definitely, because everyone is not great at everything, but people are blessed with different abilities. And if you can learn from someone, learn from someone. But a lot of times we look at it as, man, I do it myself. I figure it out on my own.
Mm-hmm.
But through figuring things out on your own, you make a lot of errors.
Yep. And
you make those errors and from being narcissistic.
Yeah. Now, this was, a topic, that I think that is good for anybody to just, dig into and really look at it from a different perspective for a few reasons. When you hear that word narcissistic, it does sound, very negative. For the most part, it is. I'm not saying that people shouldn't have confidence in who they are, because that's something separate. Being confident in your ability, being still striving to be great, or working on your ability to just be the best person you can be is one thing. But being a narcissistic person is more than that. It's I was going to just read the definition real fast, and then we can get into some things. A personality disorder, or narcissistic personality disorder, is a personality disorder characterized by an exaggerated sense of self-importance, a need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for other people. Now, not having empathy for somebody, something I really don't like to vibe with, man, because we all have situations in our life that we should not be judging others about. We can't walk through life and feel as though that what I'm doing is more important than you, or my self being is higher than you, because God didn't make us like that. God loves us all. We all have the ability to do great things. Now, we all have a status and do things, particular on, different levels of jobs and life and everything like that. But to purposely think that, I need some admiration from somebody, I need to feel important at all times. What I say goes, or what I say is always right, or you can't listen to some criticism at all. That's a big problem, So Um, yeah, man, I just think it's very, very, very. I think it's a lot of it out here. To be honest, I think a lot of people do walk around and live like that,
Mhm.
which is sad. I think a lot of people have trouble with taking criticism and just saying, you know what, I was wrong. Let me, can you teach me, how to work through this problem? Is there any way that we can try to figure out something so we can both see eye to eye? When we were talking about leadership, and things of that nature too as well. I mean, being a leader um, is important to understand that everything I say may not be right, and I know how to take a back seat to get some other information about
Yeah.
some things. So I know we had talked about some things a few weeks ago about just taking advice or helping a team atmosphere. Having
Yeah.
people that do
Team effort.
things do things well, and getting advice from other people. But you know, I don't know if it's good or bad to be a narcissistic leader, but maybe they do get things done because they have a straight focus on what they want to
Focus.
do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not going to say that, but I will say that trait of being narcissistic, I don't think it's healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, me personally.
Yeah. So it's funny. I think even leaders need someone to lead them towards something. You know
Mm,
what I mean? No matter who, people on the lowest totem pole.
mm-hmm,
Like it's people that like I never forget. I was working in I was like 18 or 17. No, I couldn't have been. I was like 19 or something like that. And I was working in an emergency room. And I had a good relationship with the doctor there. I was just a dude there cleaning beds and things of that nature, right?
mm-hmm,
And like I was just so blown away that I had a relationship with the doctor and I was just talking to him about life. And like I put him on this pedestal that he didn't even think that he should have been. He was just like, yeah, I'm a doctor, but hey, you know I breathe just like you. And to be honest with you, um, I struggle with because I was struggling with my bills at that time. But he said I struggle with my bills too. We just on a
mm,
different
mm-hmm,
field. Like we just like just because I make more than you doesn't necessarily mean I don't struggle neither. You know,
mm-hmm,
and that woke me up because I was like, damn. So a doctor, I didn't realize that at the time. Of course, I was 18, 19. I'm thinking if you're a doctor or if you whatever something that make a lot of money, it doesn't necessarily mean that what I'm saying you're in a great place
mm-hmm,
mentally because he made it say he said money bring more problems and things of that nature. So I talked to him and he was very like the humility, like how he talked to the nurse, everything. He was a doctor and like he was like the most important dude there, quote unquote. But he didn't make it seem that way. The way he
right,
talked to the nurses, the way he I wish I knew his name, man. I would shout him out now, but he treated everyone with the proper respect. He said, Harry, you guys are the backbone. Like the people that's cleaning up, that you guys are the backbone. The nurses, y'all taking care of the dirty work for me. And I'm just here with suggestions and things of that nature. So I loved his leadership
mm-hmm,
from what but he would listen to different advice from different nurses. I listened to him different advice from different nurses, and
mm-hmm,
somebody that's 19, a 19-year-old bed cleaner, or like environmental services. And no, shout out to all the environmental services people that's in the hospital. I'm not. It's not to put people down, but this doctor was just respectful of everyone that was there. And he could have been a narcissist, but he wasn't. You know,
mm-hmm,
all the stress and all the people people was dying on him and everything. It
mm.
was deep.
Wow, that's big. You know, everybody has their level of like I said, status on what they do, importance, I guess, to their occupation. And
Hmm.
it does come, a human aspect comes to it though. Like, regardless of what I'm doing, regardless of how much I make, or regardless of what my occupation is, if I'm a celebrity, or if I'm a police officer, or if I'm
Hmm.
a doctor or a lawyer, we all have a part to play, but that doesn't make your life more important than mine,
Right.
or your interests or your, your, I mean, I don't know, whatever you do, or, your personality, doesn't make mine's any more important,
Yeah,
so.
I was blown away with that attitude.
And then a good leader definitely understands empathy, and will, um, want to see others succeed.
Yeah, right.
So, reading, like, being a narcissist, I'm not saying that they probably don't want to see others succeed, but it seems like their success is more important than anybody else's.
Yeah,
Their focus on what they're doing and their characteristics on, that's their self importance is more, um, important than anybody else's. Self centered, arrogant, it's just a thinking behavior. It's just,
yeah,
like, some people have trouble with taking advice.
and that's that. So that's the thing, man. That's how I look at it. If you are, if you are a quote unquote leader, then when things start, when the temperature start heating up,
Mm-hmm.
you won't get stressed out. You'll be like, I'm right where I need to be,
Mm-hmm.
because I always felt like, now it's gonna be things that hit you and you be just like, oh man, what I'm gonna do. But if you're prepared, nothing should be a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And as a leader, you have apprentices under you. So it is your job for the people that's under you to learn, because this is your, this is how I feel, me personally. I feel like the people that's under you, working under you, or you're showing, or whoever, they are a reflection of you.
Yeah.
Regardless of where you, I don't care where you are. If this person is around you and supposed to be learning under you,
Yeah.
they are a reflection of you. Now you can't control everyone. It's going to be bad apples. It's going to be people that's not willing to learn. But I'm telling you, it's people that, obviously I work in construction and I'm a foreman, and I meet people that was under me, and I'm proud to see what they're doing. Like, they're foremen now too, or the people that took the time to teach me, because it's going to be people that got to teach you stuff. So the people that took the time to teach me, I get, I'm proud of you all the time, you know. And my name is still ringing bells in different companies that I didn't work for decades ago. Well, not decades ago, but a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's from seeing the person. Now it's going to be, now is it, and this is a narcissistic thing. It's going to be people that say, he used to work under me. And
Mm-hmm.
I used to say this. I used to be like, this dude worked under you. You're in the same position that you was in 10 years ago, and this person used to work under you 10 years ago. What does that say about you?
Right.
What does it say about you?
Yeah. You haven't progressed at any point to get a different position or
Right,
improve your situation at all.
right. And not only
That's
that,
a drive thing too. Some people don't have the drive to even want to do any of that. They're just
and,
complacent.
and that's cool. That's the cool, that's, and it's cool to feel that way, but it's so unnecessary to make that statement. That this dude was under me, because it's like, I don't know. I would be embarrassed. I ain't gonna lie. This just me. If someone said, you know, Moody used to be my apprentice and blah 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 and this and that and the other, and you're still in the same position that you was in when Moody was, and now Moody is this. He's like pretty much your boss, and you sitting there saying like,
Well, yeah. I
he
mean,
used to work under me. I mean, what?
that means. I mean, it's cool. I mean, somebody can mention that and be like, "Yeah, he used
Yeah,
to work under me," which is fine. You know what I
right.
mean?
It's
But
cool.
if I learn something from you, of course, I'll give you your props. Like, I mean, I used to work under you.
Right.
I worked. You showed me some things, blah blah blah. But now I'm up. Still
Yeah.
striving, still getting better.
Yeah.
Now I'm here. So I mean, I don't think they can always say that's a bad thing that I used to work under them, or a bad thing on my part.
Right.
Like, yeah, I used to work under you, cool, but now I'm doing this now. Like,
Right. Right.
it's
right.
all good. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me say something too, because it's like when you doing that, growth is important. When somebody's growing, ain't nothing wrong with growth. You know what I mean? Growth is
Not
amazing.
at all. So yeah, man. I mean, growth is huge. Mentally, physically, just spiritually,
Yeah.
everything. Uh them detours that I talked about earlier are a purpose. It's a purpose on why those detours are there. You know, I think to make you grow.
Yeah.
And again, like people that's narcissistic will not identify that. They'll look at it, whatever, and like kind of ignore it. But I love like saying people grow. Talking to different individuals in life, or seeing somebody a few years ago, struggling, and now like my homeboy, my homeboy just hit me yesterday, and he got a shout out to my man Jakes. He got himself a range.
Hmm.
And we ain't talking about we talking about a
Talking about
Range
a
Rover.
Range Rover.
Yes, sir. That thing, black on black crime. That thing is
Mm.
gorgeous.
Dope.
And you might be upset, like, come on, man. Nah, you gotta shine. But at the end of the day, he deserved that. So when I see people do stuff and they deserve it, especially if you know the backstory,
Mm-hmm.
that mean a lot, bro. It mean a whole lot. Saying that, and it bring tears to your eyes because you seen that person at their lowest point.
Right.
And I think if you like you make it to the top, if you make it to the top, right, without like a lot of effort, I don't think you'll. And I could be wrong. No shade to people that made it to the top, but I think if you make it to the top, my personal opinion, I don't think that you will appreciate making it to the top. Just floating to the top rather than struggling, scratching and clawing to get.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes more effort, it
Right.
takes more energy,
Yeah.
but by you making it there, you'll be like, I'm never going back.
Yeah. That hard road, that narrow road is always going to feel better, yo. If somebody give you something that is easy to you, it's not going to feel the same. It's not anything you do in life, you know, it should have some type of adversity to it, some type of growth to it, some type of pain to it, some type of struggle to it, because that's what makes it more better once you do get that success or
Absolutely.
get that love or get that um, certification or whatever it is that you're looking for. Once you get that, after you've been through what you've been through, it feels so much better than opposed to somebody giving you a helping hand every single time, or somebody just giving you an opportunity, or just giving you something like you didn't have to work for it. So, nothing wrong with that, but there has to be some type of appreciation when you do receive those things, and it's different from being gifted or giving something and being actually having to work for it. It's a totally different feeling, for sure.
Discomfort in precarious situations.
Mm-hmm.
What they say, pressure bust pipes.
Yeah.
And how can you, stop the leak, or stop the bleeding, or stop the whatever you can. And when you find that out about yourself, when you really find out about yourself, like you're not gonna stop. You're gonna be, like I said, you're gonna say, I'm not going back. But also I'm gonna use this testimony to help other individuals.
Yeah.
That's why I said, like, it's people that come into your life for a reason. They definitely come in your life for a reason. And those detours are set there for a freaking reason. You know what I mean? For you to learn. But some people take the shortcut or whatever, and then next thing you know, they in another pickle because they tried to take the other shortcut.
Yeah.
So how can you know? But my thing is, it may seem like a shortcut, but how will you know that's a shortcut if you never went that route before?
Yeah.
You don't know, even if you just got to get through this wall, you don't know what's on the other side.
Right.
You do not know on the other side.
Right. Don't know.
But you know that's the route that you need to take, so why not face it?
Right.
Why not face that route instead of trying to go the opposite way? Because I always was taught this, that the straight line, going straight, is the fastest way anyway.
Yeah.
Going to your left, going to your right. You don't know what's going to come across going to your right or left. You go straight. You're going straight at it.
Yeah. Head on, man. Go. It's easy to be, I don't know, say messed up or, take shortcuts or stuff like that. Just trying to take the easy way out is so easy to do that. And just because we are a human race that does that, like, not even knowing, unknowingly,
That's
ignorance to it. Just like, man, I just
Ignorance.
want the easy way. I just want to get the shortcut, and I want to cheat this way. And I don't like living like that personally, because I know it's really nothing in that.
Yeah.
I know that I want things to happen for me, of course, and I speak things. I try to work at things. I practice that stuff. I try to be disciplined and take those narrow routes, those hard ways, because I feel like everything I do been hard, to be honest. Like, I don't really feel like I've been gifted a lot of stuff, but I also know that I don't like to say that to say, like, far as physically on earth, you know what I mean, but supernaturally, far as like God, there's a lot of things that I have been blessed with, though, you know what I mean. So I mean, and it's also, I mean, it's something in church. I believe it was like a few weeks ago, like a month or two ago, that my pastor did say, like, if you feel like you had to work for everything, then you not maybe living a God life, you know what I mean, as well. So it's like I do get giving a lot of things, and it's like, but when you really like taking like the difficult route towards things, and you really working towards something, it does feel like, man, this is always hard for me. I got to get through this.
Yeah.
But it does get rewarding and get fulfilling once you do achieve the things that you want to achieve.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't want it any other way, but don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm human. I mean, I'm not, I'm a human being, you know what I'm saying? I do want things a little easier at moments. Don't get it twisted, you know what I mean?
Right.
But there's going to be different ways, different things that come across that, you're going to have to work for. So I know that for a fact. So I'm never going to try to get around that. You know what I mean? That's just how I was raised. You know what I mean?
It's definitely things like that, like you said, it's going to be easy. Some things are going to be easy. Some things come, but I think the things that you want really bad, or things that I don't want to say want really bad or hope to have,
Mm-hmm.
you got to work hard for that, because, like I said, you don't ever want to lose it.
You don't.
And even, I mean, talking about things like even like cars repossessed, like you sitting there like, oh man, you idolizing that, idolizing this, idolizing that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's certain things like, yeah, you get knocked on your ass with certain stuff, and you'll be like, damn, I'm back down to ground zero.
Right.
You down ground zero. So now you paralyzed with your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You hurting that, like how I was saying earlier, you paralyzed with your thoughts. And now you sitting there like, what I'm going to do?
Mm-hmm.
But see, if you don't have that narcissistic attitude, you had a helping hand from somebody.
Right.
Somebody that just out of nowhere, you get that angel.
Yeah.
Somebody will put their hand out and help you up, and maybe nurse. And we not talking, and I'm always metaphorically, thinking about things. It's not really you're physically, but mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally you're paralyzed because you can't believe the situation that you're in, and that's kind of low narcissistic because I'm like, I can't believe this is happening to me.
Yeah.
How is this happening to me and it didn't happen to that person?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Me of all people. How did me? Yes, you.
Yeah.
Yes, you.
Yeah. And to be honest, man, to be transparent, like, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm perfect and then be like, of course I've had those questions to be like, man, I mean, I'm a confident, like I said, confident person. I feel like I'm, try to be as confident as possible, but I do have, moments where, I might just, have a question on something, or, not be, fully confident in some things, but, I do have moments where it's like, man, I'm better than this, or, I need to get this right, or, who who do so and so think they talking to type of
Yeah.
thing. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Like
exactly.
that's natural. You know what I mean?
I think
Because
that's
it's not
natural.
like I'm thinking of it like, you know what I'm saying, I'm better than them or whatever, but I do feel like I hold myself to a higher standard on some things, and it's like, you know, I feel like I don't subject myself to certain things, so I don't feel like I should deal with certain things, or I don't put myself in certain positions to deal with certain things. So it's like when I do come across something that, you know, I might not be used to, I mean, I still endure it, I still, you know, go through it, but it's like, man, like I don't need to be dealing with this, like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm not to say I'm above this, but I feel like I shouldn't be dealing with this certain situation, so let me remove myself from the situation. But I still don't. I never not lack the empathy. I never not see other perspectives. I really always try to do that. But I do have moments where it's like, man, this is something I should not be dealing with, and I
Yeah.
feel like I'm above this. You know what I mean? To be
Yeah.
honest, just to be
Yeah.
transparent here on the
And
Transparency
transparent. Yeah,
Podcast,
it's transparent.
I
With
do feel
transparent
that
conversation.
sometimes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just to
And,
be 100.
and I think not saying that you're above it, but it's certain circumstances that you're above that. Like if somebody talking something crazy, like, all right, I'm going to do this, and it don't make sense to you.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to you.
Right.
So I don't think it might come off as narcissistic or whatever, but if it doesn't make sense to you and that person can't help you understand a silly way of thinking, it's kind of like, man, I'm not dealing with that.
Not.
And you separating yourself from that.
Right.
You know, because you're better than that. And some people are not looking at it like that. You know,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you're better than that. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, and I think it's growth, it's mental growth, and a lot of people like how Sophia was saying 2 weeks ago, talking about that age. You know, you might look at somebody that's 39, like our age, right, and the way they see life is through the vision of like a 24-year-old. Whereas though you and I might be like, we might look at each other when they talking and be like, yo, this dude is wild.
Yeah, like,
he wild.
He's
You know?
tripping over here. Trippy.
So is that narcissistic, or is it, you know, saying like, I'm, you know?
I don't know. I don't think. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
we can whoever, you know, listening, you know, this is up for discussion and debate, man. You know, there's thin lines between those things, but yeah, I mean, if you feel like you don't want to be a part of a situation, or you feel like this isn't what I'm with, or this isn't what I want to be a part of, and not saying that what they're doing is beneath me or bad or whatever it is, or just it's a difference from saying I don't want to put myself in this position or be around this crowd or be around with these people because this is not what I'm doing. Right. Not to look down on them and just say this is just not what I'm on.
Yeah, it's
you know
not
what
what
I'm
I
saying?
represent.
And whatever that, if that's what you want to do, cool. If that's what you want to rock with, cool. I don't judge. I don't judging people is the last thing that anybody should do.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're looking at it like you want to feel more important than anyone else because this is what you're doing, though. Like that's the problem. Like it's like, oh, just because I'm going to school and I'm getting degrees, or because I started my own business and you still working, I'm better than you. Like, no, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Like I still have morals, I still have values, I'm still making money, I'm still able to do things. And I'm not saying me per se, I'm just talking about an example. But
most definitely.
Everybody has their own thing that they're rocking with. So we just gotta look at things from different perspectives, man. Like people have trouble with putting their self in other people's shoes and looking at their situation. Like it's difficult for people to do that. I've really gotten better with that over the past like 6, 7, 8 years, you know, just to really put myself in different positions to understand where someone's coming from, so I don't judge them off the bat. I can't base my life on what they got going on with theirs. I'm not going to, you know, compare my life to what they got going on. But, you know, everybody got their path, man. It's like, you know, we gotta do better with that as people.
And we owe it to our family. Like, so people don't wear this. Obviously, you trying to put yourself in other people's shoes and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, we don't wear the same size. You got to understand that people don't wear the same size shoes. It's different things. It's so many different things in life. There's so many different variables. Right. You know, and I mean that, like, I have 7 children. 7. 2 stepchildren and 5 of my own, right? Well, I call them all my own. But everybody don't have that situation, you know? Some people have 7 children on their own. My grandmother had, I think, like 8 children, and she was taking care of them on her own. You know, so our situation is not the same. You know what I mean? So I just look at everyone has different stories, but how can we all figure out how to find our light and shine our light on what we need to shine, in opposed to looking at somebody else and trying to dim their light, but shine our light while we're dimming their light.
Yeah.
That's too much energy into bullshit.
That's major.
Way, way, way too much energy. Whereas though you could put that energy into something, you put that energy, because people don't realize it. People don't realize that it's people that's dead now that probably was like, oh man, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna take this person light, but I'm gonna do this, and it didn't hurt them per se, but what it's gonna do is hurt the generation behind you. Man, it's the law of average. It is the law of average. You know, so you might be resting in peace, but your grandson or your son or your daughter or whoever might be feeling the pain that you left in this universe.
Yeah.
I really feel that deeply. You know, so you got to be careful. And I think, like I said, shine your light. Shine your lights. You know, take care of your family. Do the best that you can. And you can elevate. Because what you're going to do is paying attention to other people again. You may get away with it, or you might crash looking at somebody else. You know, you might run right in the back of somebody just from you not focusing on what you needed to focus on. If everybody lived their life, and I mean, again, we're human, but if everyone lived their life and focused on what they needed to focus on, you know, their family or whoever, you know, your job, and not putting people down or hating. We ain't say that word hate yet. Hating on other people, you know, wondering why that person's in that position that you work oh so hard for. And you focus on that and you let it pass you by, that position that you work oh so hard for wasn't a position for you, because you were going to get the position above that position because you were overqualified for the position that you worked so hard for. So you got to look deeply about things. You got to, I always say, you got to peel back the layers. You got to look at things and pay attention. Just pay attention to certain things. And you will and when you identify, you'll say, oh yeah, oh, okay, that's why. That's why. Don't feel sorry for yourself. If it's not there for you, it's not for you. And it's okay.
Yeah. That's a lot to digest for some people. You know, and just really focusing on, like, you know, less envy, less hate, less worrying, you know, being able to overcome situations that you can't control. Like, some things you just can't control, you know, being sensitive to others' feelings, you know, all of those things takes a lot for people to do. And, you know, narcissistic, you know, personalities, you know, it's difficult for them to do those type of things, man. And, you know, this is not like to get on people who may have that, because that's the serious thing. This is a serious thing. There's actually people out there who help people with these. You know, you got to want to help people with this issue. You got to want to help. It's not, like I said earlier, there's nothing wrong with being confident. There's nothing wrong with believing in yourself. That's what you should do. But it's very difficult to grow as a person if everything you do is revolved around, you know, your importance or what you doing, and it's you, I, me. You know, this is how I feel. You know, this is what I'm doing. This is my perspective. You know, and you know, everyone has their own perspective. Yeah, you want to speak your mind, but you know, when it takes to a part where you get so upset with somebody they don't see your point of view, and you gotta get, you know, to the point where you like hating them, or you want to fight them, or you feel like you holding grudges for long periods of time just because of a disagreement, just because of a miscommunication. like that's a major problem. You know what I mean? That ain't nothing that you should be doing. You know, again, that's like, I'm not saying this. Again, it's a something that can be helped. You can talk to, you can get therapy about this. You can talk to people about this. So, this is just something that, you know, again, that, you know, we should all be open to speak with, and this is something that we can all be honest about. Man, it's about being honest with yourself. You know when you have trouble with someone telling you, you know, maybe you can do better on that, you know, podcast. You can do better with that, you know, job that you have, or whatever you're doing. You can do better. So, ain't nothing wrong with getting advice, man.
Yeah, it's no. I heard this quote, and obviously I'm a 49er fan, but
Okay.
their head coach is Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
And I always hear this quote, and it stuck with me. I think the 49ers was 0-9 that year, and he always kept saying, they kept asking him, was this win? How did he said he was frustrated. You could tell him he was frustrated in his face, but he said, you're never the same. You're either going to be better or worse. And that always stuck to me. You know what I mean? That you're either going to be better or worse.
Wow.
And I think that's along the line of, you know, what you talking about. Like, you should go into things like you know, I pray every morning to be a better father, you know, to be a better, you know, mate, to be a better brother, to be a better son, to be a better, you know, like I'm in charge of a job site, so I want to be a better foreman. I want to be better. You know, you gotta look at things to get better. I started my yesterday was I started coaching my son's football team.
Oh, dope. Congrats on that.
Thanks, bro. Which was really cool. And we had a close game. We lost, but my my little quarterback, he's a firecracker. He wants to win. He was yelling at his teammates, and I said, I understand. He had the leadership, but he was a little narcissistic. I don't know, but he was a little narcissistic. I said, look, bro, it's going to be times that your wide receiver, because he threw a bad pass. I said, see, your wide receiver had to dive to try to catch that. If you would have placed it in his hands on the money, he might be in the end zone dancing by now.
Right.
But he had to dive because you had a bad pass. So I say all that to say, you know, I'm looking at things to get better. And yesterday was my first day as a coach. And I was asking, like, how can I get better? I asked myself, how can I get better? You know, I'm going to practice with my son too. He's going to play tight end, but I'm going to practice to get better, you know, as a coach, but not yelling. But this is like a developmental league too. This is I-9, so you're pretty much showing them the fundamentals of football.
I-9, you know? Yeah, that's dope.
And I want the kids to have fun. It was a lot of kids out there that did not know a lick of football. Like, he was asking, the little guy came out there, he was like, what's a first down? What is this? What's a running back? What's a wide receiver? What's that? And I'm like, this is going to be fun.
Yeah,
I said, this is going to be fun. There's a little dude,
basics.
Yeah, he asked to catch the ball. He said, can I catch the ball? So I drew up a play. Quarterback threw it to him. He ain't run 40, he ran backwards. And he was like, I supposed to run forward? I said, yeah, you're supposed to run forward. But
that's funny.
I say all that to say, like, I know the game of football. I know schemes. I know a lot of different things. But now I got to put on my coaching hat and teach.
Yeah.
And teach and not get bent out of shape. But also, like I said, show these young dudes how to get better.
Young gappers.
But not only just in football, I want them to be, you know, teammates. Like, and if they treat their teammates with respect, they're going to treat their family with respect. They're going to go, like, if you keep implementing that in their head, you know, they're going to go home and have respect. Not saying that you don't have it now, but if they have all that respect, you know, they're going to be better off. They're going to be better teammates. They're going to be better brothers. They're going to be better, you know what I'm saying? They're going to take care of their little sisters or their older sisters or whatever, you know. their mom and things of that nature. So
Right.
it's exciting, man. But again, it's teaching.
Teaching.
That was big. What you said, like, it's learning.
Learning. That's right. You gotta learn. Every situation, man, is about learning. I think even when there's a moment where you feel the most difficult moment of your life, you can't get through. You don't know why this has happened to you.
Don't know.
God is teaching you something. You got to
Absolutely.
sit down, endure that situation, ask God, what am I supposed to learn here in this moment?
Yep.
What am I supposed to be, improving on in this moment? What do I need to get better with in this moment? And if you do that, you'll see some things start. Those moments will get lesser. Not saying lesser and lesser, but those moments get easier to get through, or a little bit more, able to do so. So, just ask God to help you, to teach you what am I supposed to be learning right here in this moment. So that's what my advice to you, to everybody that's listening in those difficult moments, for sure.
Yeah, and I second that, man. I love.
And then, just to say something, like, I'm not saying the narcissist probably doesn't believe in God or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes a narcissist would say, "Well, God has nothing to do with this." Man, this is just how it's. You know what I mean? Like,
That's true, man.
I'm just saying, like, because I'm just saying, in those moments, sometimes they don't want to hear nothing else but what they want or what they think that should happen for them. And I was just going to say, it takes it takes a strong person to say, "I don't have control over this. Let me allow God to teach me something in this moment, and allow me to learn that moment, and then you can get through whatever it is." But go ahead, my bad.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? I'm gonna throw this back at you. A lot of narcissistic people blame the devil too.
Yeah, right.
And the devil be like, "Yo, wait a minute.
That's not-
I was minding my business. I ain't even had my hand on this one right here, brother.
Yo,
I
that's
had my
so
hand
real.
not in this. I was down here. I was over here messing. I might have been messing with your brother, but I wasn't messing with you.
That's
Don't
a
blame
fact.
me.
That's a fact.
You need to blame yourself. Look in the mirror. Blame yourself.
Blame yourself, your lack of discipline. Blame your
discipline.
lack of ability to understand.
He the one that's gonna cuss you out. He gonna say, "Get your narcissistic ass out of here."
Yo, that's real.
Don't blame me.
They quick to say, "Oh, that's the devil. The devil
That's
did
the
this.
devil.
The
The
devil
devil
did
did this."
Like, I don't actually. That's a good point, man. Because I rarely say that, because I don't think, like, just like you saying, he doesn't have much control over us as we believe. It's like we face these situations with God on our side. So, I don't really, of course, he might be working, whatever, but I don't give him that much light, basically.
Yeah,
I don't even give him that much gratitude. I don't even, not in my situation. I don't even give him that. I give him me. I give myself. Not saying give me, God forgive me. I give myself to God, and he takes care of those situations, and I'm able to handle those situations when they come towards me.
Most definitely. I definitely feel that way, man. And, people, like I said, I'm always smiling. I go through things. I go through a lot of things. I go through, pain and hurt. But I think it's a lot easier to feel sorry for yourself, or feel like, this ain't working out for me. Me. You gotta get out of that.
Real.
You gotta get out of that, because me sounds narcissistic to me.
It does, man.
Me,
it really does.
me.
It does, man.
Because there's a lot more to the puzzle than just you.
That's
like I said earlier, I have seven people in my puzzle that's intermediate. And to be honest with you, 2 older daughters that they're getting older now, but again, you gotta focus on everything. You can't just focus on just you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can, but like when you have the responsibilities, you focus on your mental health. You definitely focus on your mental health. I worded that wrong. Please don't. And I don't know how I'm trying to spin this, but to be the leader and focus on your family, also focus on you. You cannot be narcissistic.
Right.
You have to be that leader. And you have to be that leader with, now you can have narcissistic behavior, like believe in what you're saying, but You can't just believe in yourself, believe in what you're saying with no correction.
Mm-hmm.
You know, believe in what you're saying. You know, as a leader, they will follow. They will
Yes.
eventually follow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
You gotta have some type of validation, but lead by example.
yeah.
Show concrete evidence on things that you're doing.
Be
Someone
transparent.
be transparent, be
Yeah.
honest.
Yep.
Sometimes just being honest goes a long way. Being able to communicate that goes a long way.
Bro.
You know.
And I'm be honest with you. Excuse my language again. Excuse my French. You got to be able to tell people I fucked up.
Yeah, man. That's the thing.
I fucked up before.
That's
I
the
fucked
thing.
up before.
That's the major
You know
part.
what I'm saying? I fucked up before. I did. But I'm not going to beat myself up.
Right.
Because I fucked up before.
Right.
Because now I'm fucking up over top of a fuck up because I'm sitting there saying, I fucked up. Right. I'm this, I'm that. I can't do this no more. No.
And
no.
It's difficult for us, for even men or just people to do that, because every time we say that, people hold that over us for so long.
Yeah, they do.
It's like when you do come clean with some things, you're like, you know what, I messed up. But then as soon as something else, remember when you did this? Because now not saying they got you. Now they have something that they know you messed up.
I do remember.
Right. And it's like, okay, so you want to bring this up every single time now?
And you know what's funny?
Like, come on,
I do remember. I do remember that. But guess what? That was my past self.
That was the past. Right.
I had a real good conversation with my friend. I'm not going to say name. I'm not going to say no names.
No names.
But she was beating herself up so bad, man. And the sweetest woman ever, man. Like, she is so nice, bro. And her marriage didn't work. And she was just so, like, man, this dude just keep beating me up. They ain't been together for 2 years.
Wow.
He got somebody else. But he keep bringing you down. And she told me, she was like, well, he don't believe in, I said, number one, he don't believe in God. So, by you,
red flag.
By you being with him, and and he don't believe in God, and you believe in God.
It's difficult.
You can't let him say whatever what he says to you can't have it merit. It can't have that much merit if he does not believe what you believe. Not saying that you gotta but if somebody's coming at you. Now, like I said, if somebody doesn't believe in God, like I'm not putting anything on anybody. If you don't believe in God, you just don't believe in God.
Right.
But if you don't believe in God and you're pulling me down to the abyss and you talking bull stuff about me and making me feel a certain way, I cannot have you around. You cannot have my phone number. You cannot have nothing. You are freaking, what would you call it? Blocked. Straight blocked.
Straight blocked.
Because you're pulling me down to you. It's almost like Spider-Man, you seen that movie Venom? Or is it Spider-Man or Venom? Venom.
One of them.
Venom get on the person and it change,
and
it start pulling them and it start taking them in and he turns into something different.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like it's deep. It's deep. Life is very, very deep. You just gotta pay attention to the things around, and it's gonna be things. Like I said, it's gonna be things that fly right over your head. And the great thing about life and the great thing about God and whoever you believe in, that thing that flew right over your head, it will circle right back around. Just let it land on your head, man. Let it land. And if it doesn't land, then maybe it's not for you. And you got and you might have failed that test. You might have failed that test right there.
Let it go.
And let it go, and you'll catch the next flight.
Right.
Catch the next flight.
That's right. Yeah, man. So I think anybody else out listening, be open, listen to others. Don't walk around with a complex like you're so important than anybody else, because that's not gonna get you nowhere. Yeah. Have confidence in yourself, though. Believe in yourself. Believe in a higher power. Just me saying. Have faith in what you're doing. But man, don't be a knucklehead, man. Don't feel like no one can tell you nothing. Don't feel like you can't get advice. Don't feel like you know everything, because you don't know everything. No one in this world knows everything. Nope. I don't care who you are. That's a guarantee. I don't care what you've done. I don't care how many degrees you got. I don't care how many experiences you've been through. You can learn something new every single day. You do not know everything.
It's out there. It is out
that's
there.
a fact. You can. If you I mean, the only person that does know everything, I believe his name is God.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He knows all things. That's just, again, me personally, anybody who doesn't believe in that, that's, your prerogative. That's what you want to do.
Right.
But that's the only person I believe that's perfect and knows everything. Besides that, we all flawed, man. We don't got it all. We're all human beings. So don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Yeah.
Please don't be that guy.
Yeah. Cause we don't know everything. But the great thing about that is you get the opportunity to learn. If you wanna know everything, go read some books. Go find out some more information.
Research your research.
Information.
Go research the research.
Right. And just keep getting information. And I guarantee you, I don't care how many, like you said, I don't care how many books you read. You can be like, what was that movie? Short Circuit. Remember Johnny Five? Johnny Five used to read all them books real fast.
Johnny Five?
With the with the eyes, yo. He'd be like, damn, that book. Yeah.
Remember Johnny Five?
Ain't no Johnny Fives here. And Johnny Five didn't even know how to, he didn't know Henry. What was his name? Henry or Harry? I think his name was Henry. Yeah. He ain't know Harry was trying to set his ass up. So you know what I'm saying. So yeah, that's classic. Johnny Five, yo. Johnny Five.
Short Circuit, one of the dopest
Short Circuit.
Dope movie.
Short Circuit too, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, but man, I think we good. So
yeah, man, it's a good one, man. Hey, man, we just gonna keep pushing, keep making. Hopefully we're helping people's lives, and we got we being impactful. And Transparency Podcast is going to keep dropping.
Just keep dropping, man. And again, we apologize for the non-visuals last week, but we back here now.
We back.
You know what I'm saying?
We back. We back. Let's get it.
So I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe. Again, I go by the name of Big O, and I got my man Moody here.
You already know.
And this is the Transparency Podcast.